too. But right now, joining us is Mike Larson, who is a very talented young man, young I say, who has decided to run as against Jim Jordan. And although it's early and we haven't had the primaries and everything, you seem to have as much credit as anybody, dude. And I'm excited for you. Good to talk to you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's great.
So how much? When is the primary? In like January? December?
No, it's St. Patrick's Day in Ohio, so it's March 17th.
Okay.
So we have to file by I think December 18th. So it's a fairly short primary, which is great. I love that it's not too dragged out, you know.
Well, what's exciting to me is that there's a chance that we may be able to remove this pervert from D.C. And the latest, I mean, Nikki already came up with your line to run. What is the line?
Something along the lines of, how can he...
I think I heard it, yeah.
No, if you can't protect children, how's he going to look out for your interests?
Yeah, I love
like
that. I mean, how many people do we know of that actually came up to say they came up to him and told him that this was going on? Do we have an accurate number?
There was 9 who said that they told him, and 9 wrestlers before this referee came out today, or in the news today. Now, for me, you know, I'm a coach's kid. My dad was a coach. My older brother is still a coach.
I was a coach. I coached for 8 years. I get it.
I know. Your kids play ball. The bond between a coach and player is, to me, it's the same thing as the Catholic priests, or like a teacher, or when like a military officer abuses something. Yeah, and you know, that was Division I college, which meant that those coaches went to those players' homes and recruited them and told their parents they had their back. So for me, it's the cowardice of not. And you know, he was a young coach. When this first came out, he could have said, "Oh man, I really regret that. I was a new coach. I didn't know what I was supposed to do," and we would have said, "Okay, all right, you know." But he said they were part of a deep state conspiracy to ruin his political chances.
Which think about that. Think about the victims of sexual molestation. To have him come out with that kind of crazy crap, that's almost as bad as the molestation. What he's doing to them.
It is. Like I say, it's always the cover up. But that's the part that just for a guy who likes to run on being macho. You know, he's a wrestling champion, and you couldn't even stick up for your own damn players. So that's to me is the character issue that I think is certainly fine to bring up. Now, people in the district, they know about it. It's a Republican district, but to the degree that it relates to his character, it absolutely is a legitimate issue in the race.
What part of the state is this? Because I know Ohio pretty well.
It is all parts of the state.
No. It's a gerrymandered?
Yeah.
It's
a crazy gerrymandered district. If you look at it, it's shaped like a giant duck. So it starts near where I live in the suburbs of Columbus, and then goes east about 100 miles, and then north all the way to Lake Erie. So it's like a 2.5-hour drive from one end of the district to the next.
Yeah, you know, the U.S. Congress is that weird body, that august body, that you don't even have to live in the state to run. You can pick any district in the country you want to and run.
Do you? I didn't know that.
Yeah. You don't have to live in the state. So, I mean, because like Darrell Issa, he has like dual residence. He's running against Duncan Hunter in a primary. You know, and like him, I mean, it's just insane. I really think, you know, I mean, if you can get through this primary, this is exciting. Has a fundraising going?
It's going really well. I just started a week and a half ago or so, but it's going great. I'm raising money, and you know, we'll raise certainly enough for the primary. It'll probably need about $250,000 for the primary.
I was talking to Mark Campanajara. He told me he's being told he has to raise $500,000 a quarter. You know, I mean,
God, yeah, down there in California. Now, I'm not even going on TV. Certainly not for the primary. I won't even go on TV. We're going to do a lot of digital, and I'm definitely going to take you up on your offer to help me with those. You do the best videos.
Well, thank you, and I think that this is such an important issue. Because Ohio, I mean, forget about the presidential thing for just a second. You know, I have a sister. My niece and her husband. I married them. I was the officiant what do you call it, the officiary for their wedding, and they live in Columbus. My sister and brother-in-law live in Columbus. They used to live in Shaker Heights.
All right.
You know, I mean, I went all through that state like you did as a comedian doing colleges and stuff. I love, you know, Akron's hilarities and stuff. I mean, I know Ohio, and I love it. It's a great thing. My sister, when they moved there, they said, we hope people keep saying bad things about Cleveland, because we don't want people to come there. It's such a beautiful state.
I tell you, I love it. And I have, you know, acreage, and my tractor that I drive. I absolutely love it here. And people they wear nice on their sleeve here. You know, even if it's someone you disagree with politically, there's just a thing where people. Right, I love it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: what makes this race winnable, especially if I raise the money, there is a very wealthy and popular Republican county chairman who is talking about running in November as an independent, which would make it a three-way race, and Democrats always get around 40% in this district. So a three-way race, 40% is a good number. So, you know, if I raise the money and if that materializes, he has to announce officially around the same time we do, then I think this race is going to get a ton of attention.
Oh, it is. And I should mention to people that you worked for a long time with Jackie Speier. And you know her really well, and she speaks highly of you whenever we've had her on. And so, you know, you have a connection here to the Bay Area. You are also a comedian out here and lived out here for a long time. And that's, you know, and you and I have known each other 30 years at least, a long time.
Well, Well, the Jackie connection for me is huge because she is the example of what a congressperson is supposed to be. Right. Even people who disagree with her will say, I don't vote for her, but I love her. You know, she holds town hall meetings probably every month. Jim Jordan hasn't had one in over 6 years.
Really? Is that true?
Yes. It's ridiculous. I went and saw him speak here a couple months ago, and I had to join this, like, conservative club because it was members only. So I said, how much to join? They said, free. I said, sign me up. But, it's ridiculous. He's in this district that was gerrymandered for him, and he still can't face people. That's why this independent guy wants to run. He's a big farmer, and he says, you know, Jordan and Trump have betrayed the farmers. You know, he was a soybean farmer, and that industry is over for American farmers because of these tariffs. You know, they say it's never coming back because Brazil and Australia moved into that market.
Well, and that's what people got to understand. Even when Trump talks about repairing the thing with China, China's already gone out someplace else for soybean. That market's closed to us now. We can't compete. They went to other places. They got it for less, and we just can't. We're not going to get back into that. And you're talking about, you know, hundreds of thousands of people's lives, millions really, when you think of people, you know, like everything from restaurants to subcontractors, everything. It's a huge loss to our GDP.
Right. And Trump is just this knee-jerk. He knows nothing about business. He couldn't keep a casino in the black. You know,
right.
He
How
knows nothing
do you
about
not
farm
keep a casino? You're right. That's very funny. But also, you know, his Doral property's in trouble. He's selling a DC property. That's why he won the G7 down in Doral. The Turnberry thing is dying. He's leaving New York because he knows they hate him. You know, there was a time, I bet 20 years ago. I mean, I did a Tropicana in Atlantic City once, and he came in the room with a group of people. Now, this is actually a good story about Trump, but he came in the room, and the people at his table were making a lot of noise, and the Comic-Con before me, you know, was telling them to shut up, and Trump made them all shut up and made them all shut up. But back then, you know, I would have gone into a Trump property just out of curiosity. Today, I wouldn't go within a mile of one.
Sure.
You know, I mean, and he's losing. He thought his brand would go up in 3 years. It's dropped precipitously.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm excited for you. This is obviously it's a long. If people want to donate, what's the website? Is it Mike Larson for Congress? What is it?
No, you can go to my website. It's very easy. It's ohmike.org. So ohmike.org.
Ohmike.org. I like that. It works as O and Ohio. Okay. Ohmike.org. And pretty soon you're going to go there. You're going to see some Chip Franklin videos.
It'll be great. Yeah.
I'm really excited, man. I know you're a stand-up guy. I've known you a long time, and I really, you know, I hope the people that love Jackie Speier will consider looking at your site and look at some of the things that you want to do. And the most important thing, obviously, is to get Jim Jordan out of Congress. We're going to hear a lot from him on Monday and Tuesday of next week as well.
Oh yeah, they put him on the committee just so that he can be the attack dog. I laugh that he is their best legal mind that McCarthy has, and he couldn't even pass the bar exam. He went to law school. He could never pass the bar exam.
Oh, we're learning all sorts of stuff about this guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, unbelievable.
So, yeah.
All right, Mike. Well, you tell
me.
I
really appreciate you having me on, Chip, but I'll certainly keep you posted on what's.
I'm doing it because I like you, but I'm doing it for the country too, man. I think you'd be a great representative. All right, buddy.
All right, thank you, man.
Take care, guys. Right. Again, that's Michael Larson, ohmike.org. If you want to donate.